This young man's name, and I like him a lot. Now, his only problem is he speaks about as fast as Ben Shapiro does, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
And Tucker talks pretty darn fast, too.
Right.
So I turned the closed captions on, and I was trying to follow along like this, and like so much information in this. It was an hour and 47 minutes. I watched the whole darn thing before I went to bed. And I tried to get my wife to watch, and she's like,
Right.
But she's more into like Dancing with the Stars and stuff.
Gotcha.
But to take it back to the beginning here. Now, this fella has a famous father, Robert Conrad. Now, when I was a kid, we had a show on television called The Wild Wild West.
Okay.
And Robert Conrad was the star of that show. And it was on for like 5-6 years. Very, very popular show. It was on Sunday nights, like after Bonanza or something like that. And everybody watched The Wild Wild West. And Robert Conrad, he did other things in his career, but everybody would remember him for The Wild Wild West.
Right.
And so that was his father. And this kid, I call him a kid. He's not a kid anymore. But he seriously got into studying the occult. He was not an occultist. He's a born again believer. He's solid in his faith.
Right.
But he decided, and it started off with rock and roll. He knew that there was a relationship between the occult and rock music.
Right.
So he wanted to study that and go back to, the 60s and 70s and all that and see how that all got to stick. Because, back then there was a lot, especially in the psychedelic music, there was a lot of mysticism involved. And of course, mysticism is going to end up being a cult. That's, if it's not God, it's not, there's nothing in the middle.
Right,
It's you're either going for God or you're going for the devil, right? So, so he did this, it started as rock and roll. And it progressed into other, into politics and into world leaders and all this stuff. It was fascinating, absolutely fascinating. I highly recommend it. If you can pull off an hour and 45 minutes, I highly recommend you that.